Agree? You don't? Do you want to have some talk? Well, I know it's intimidating.
Come on forward, guys. Come have your say. Come have your say.
I'm listening to the people. I know most certainly someone like one of these unionist bastards will come find stop protesting. Mashallah. Well, I imagine some of you live streaming, so if any of these people want to ask some questions, literally the sound.
If there's anyone in the chat that wants to ask any questions, please do. We can ask questions on your behalf.
You agree? You agree? Yeah, so do you have a thought? Well, immigration is one of the biggest issues in the UK, in my personal opinion. It certainly determines the voter.
I'm surprised because Manchester's quite a lefty place and you get quite a lot of people disagreeing with this topic. It's the wrong bloody charge. You got the wrong bloody wire.
I'm actually convinced. But you debate on abortion. Go on then. Let me just. Oh, it's recording already. Wicked. Alright. How you doing, my friend? I'm actually living this. Yeah, actually, come out connected. Yeah, it's good. Alright. You've got this. So, abortion. Talk to me.
Do you believe it's wrong?
Yes.
I believe it's wrong.
What's that?
I have just finished a pro-Hamas rally. I believe every one of them would have been aborted at birth.
What I would say is that I think we shouldn't use the rhetoric of the left for people because then it kind of demonstrates that sort of rhetoric is okay. So firstly, I'm a gentleman debater by trade. I didn't start covering protests. I actually began talking in speaker's corner with people like the over there. Now, what I found is that we need to preach what Christ taught. Everyone's, perfected in the image of God. We're all deficient. For some people, it's intellectually. For others, it's in terms of health. So I think it's incredibly dishonest as Christians for us to say, or people who come from the Christian tradition to say that we don't deserve to live, don't deserve the same rights as us, or we shouldn't just assume that they're all incredibly stupid. I think that's wrong. I think although we can say it comedically, I legitimately think personally there are people on the left that could run for my money in terms of discussing with me. And secondly, I love people. I'll try to have a good laugh with them at the end of the day, even though they believe in quite vile things. At the end of the day, it's just a discussion between two ideas. Lovely lady in the pink jewelry. What about the man with the nice lovely beard? Can someone please tell them to stop grooming people? Honestly, I've met people from Speaker's Corner who have been radicalized anti-traffic. Like these people, while they're spending hours on the streets with the most moderate victims, secretly in the mosque they're being radicalized by genuine terrorists. So, firstly, you've got to ask, how are they getting funded? How can they afford these nightstands that no other people in the political structure possess? How can they afford to run it 24 hours? And have the morale and incentive to spend hours in shit weather, not getting paid because they are getting this is the social commentary. We've got a woman with rainbow hair speaking to two Muslims. We live in an Islamic caliphate. Even the or female woman's hair probably get her stoned for being immodest. So, you know,
Bob,
Holy Alliance.
we've got a question from the chat. So, the question from the chat, the live chat is, what does Bob think for the reason that the government is not stopping the bus?
Incompetency. I don't think it's like this. I don't think like this meeting, like, well, this is how we're going to import a bunch of doctors and engineers. I genuinely think it's just idle governments when it comes to the topic of migration. I mean, especially with the Boris wave, it was literally just they thought it was a good idea and they decided to roll with it. And Boris, as a character, could never turn on a poor policy decision. How you doing, my friend? Do you agree? God bless you, sir. So I'm trying to pick out people who are foster, like people who vehemently hate me and sending it to a hot not hate chat.
Well, guys, come over and have a discussion. I'm only 17. If you want to influence the youth in what you believe, I think that's a great opportunity. But what if you disagree with me? I'll talk through your opinion. But yes, I think that actually immigration and abortion have this weird link. So if you look at, for example, South Korea, they have it aging and they're slowly depopulating. And what age they bring in a bunch of migrants. I do, my friend, you do. So that's one case where if you have a depopulation, someone needs to fix that.
Let me just switch it. I'll turn the switch back.
I need to.
Yeah, so this gentleman's asking for debate, so he's asking people to come up and talk about their opinions on immigration being too high. What's your agree or disagree and what your reasons are?
Hello?
Don't give me megaphone.
So, I mean, if you
Attention Mohammedans, stop grooming people into your fictitious religion. I would appreciate it. Or alternatively, we could have a discussion on why importing your religion through illegal migration is wrong. Or you can just stop grooming the pink-haired individuals, the liberals here in Manchester, and we can live in cultural diversity between people who are Muslim and aren't.
I do, my friend. You're part of the stand. Do you want to have a discussion? Yeah. Pardon? I want to see him. So why do you have a stand?
Come on camera, bro. Come on camera.
You preach your religion, my friend. I'm not a prime minister either. I'm a 17-year-old boy. I'm 17. I'm hardly speaking myself. I have no credentials. Pardon? No, I'm my own man. He is different. However, what am I going to say? You're Muhammad? Man, just speak. Pardon? You're John? Wait, pardon, I've got a question. Within the Quran, right, it speaks about how John the Baptist was a follower of Isa.
I represent humanity, bro.
You think humanity is in Islam?
No, humanity, no, don't take that word. I think.
Well, if he represents humanity, you wouldn't be Muslim.
No, you can be whatever you
Anyone
want.
who preaches genuine Islam is a convicted war criminal, terrorist, sex offender, or is embroiled in financial scandals.
You go against Islam. I'm not preaching Islam, bro. I'm preaching humanity, bro. You can be Islam, atheist, Jewish, whatever. It doesn't stop you from being a good human being. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you're coming up with
If I associate partners of Allah, I'm condemned to hellfire. How does that make me a good? If I'm a good man, why am I in hell? Why would I be in hell if I'm a good man?
Are you flirting with me or what? Plain footsie.
Not biased. I just don't believe in your fictitious religion.
I haven't even claimed the religion. What do you mean? I represent humanity.
Did you believe in Islam?
Why are you racial fighting me?
Oh no, because you were over there.
I didn't even over there.
Do you do you think migration is too high?
Huh?
Do you think migration is too high?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
So what would you do to reduce it?
This is so high that you got people like me. You got people like you thinking I'm an immigrant, which I'm not British.
You may be British born,
That's
but
how
I
bad it
imagine
is.
your ancestors don't originally come here.
Huh?
Well, where do your family come from?
My fourth grandfather is very England, bro.
Yeah.
You understand?
And what do you think makes like being English? Is there a cultural like aspect? Well, I think that you can define being British in many different ways, and certainly, even if you look at culturally, would you consider yourself English?
No, I don't consider myself British.
Yeah.
I have to be
What does it mean to be British?
I have to be white like you.
What does it mean to be British in your opinion?
British. British is someone that's born in England or British by naturalization.
Well, I'm not answering my question. So, like, I don't think just because someone, and again, I'm not going to say that you have to be like ethnically a group in order to identify as that, but I do certainly believe there has to be a degree of integration. And if you look at Manchester, if you see that there's a bunch of, you know, socialist stands and Muslim stands, Manchester, I don't think that's a sign that people are claiming the heritage by which they're trying to tether themselves to. I think that if you want to claim a foreign identity that you're not originally born or in the ethnic group of, you have to comply with certain religious, cultural or political standards. This includes not preaching an extreme religion, not preaching extreme political ideology that doesn't even come here, and respecting certain conventional norms in this country. So, for example, if an asylum applicant violently sexually assaults someone, I don't think they could ever consider themselves to be English. I think if they're entrenching themselves and radicalizing themselves into a form of militant Islam, like we're seeing over there, I don't think you can consider yourself to be English. And if you're this degree of heretical definition of, and you're an avid communist who wants to see the destruction of this society, I don't think you can consider yourself to be English either.
Thank you, Lulu.
You agree? Pardon? You agree with me? Can you shake my hand? My guy. Educate you. On what? If we agree, I don't think there's any educating.
On British values.
British values. I mean, I think it's kind of weird to kind of reduce someone's like heritage into one thing, to do the same thing for the Indians, the Chinese. That's funny, but yeah. Does anyone else disagree with me? I'll reassert my claim. I think migration is too high, and I think there needs to be a drastic change on the numbers of migration. I think if you look at how much we're spending on hotels, HMOs, subsidized travel, accommodation to people that don't deserve to be here, I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
No, but you're helping me. Thank you.
Certainly on the weekend, many people are voting towards political parties that resolve that issue. So if anyone disagrees,
I kind of disagree with you. I have friends that are white, but even though they're white and they're legally immigrants that in the UK, when they ask someone, they think count. But as a black person that was
what makes you British?
Born and bred here, I'm by my colour.
What makes you British?
Immigrant. You know how British I am?
What makes you British? Yes.
Everything.
Like what?
Like what? Drinking.
So if I were to, like, for example, if I were to go to Nigeria and I started like eating Nigerian food, would that make me Nigerian?
Why not? You like it? You make it.
There's only one Charlie Kid. One Charlie Kid. There's only one.
I agree on my own, man.
Charlie Kid. There's
So,
only
Bob,
one.
for the people that aren't too familiar with the level of immigration, have you got the figures to sort of help people understand how bad it is at the minute?
I appreciate it.
Your eyes.
You got the support of everybody. Because Charlie Kid was a great man.
Back away from the mic a bit.
Sorry, excuse me, Barack.
I like hearing this guy.
take that. One thing you do know, especially if you feel
He was talking to someone, sorry guys. But there's a lot of people around that are wanting to speak to him.
God no. Young people who are politicians are used by political parties as cleansing for their image.
Service announcement. Can the Mohammedans please stop grooming people into their religion? We don't appreciate it. Your religion is backwards.
Yo, boss, you disagree? Come.
Come, my friend.
He disagrees.
Can you repeat the question for me, Harold?
Come on. Do you think immigration is too high at the moment?
He's talking to you.
Yeah. Do you believe immigration is too high, my friend? Does he not speak English? There's a degree of irony there. If we could, like, kind of like...
Yeah, sorry.
Part the seas.
Everyone, part the ways. Move back from the mic as well a little bit, just so people can get to the mic. Create a little bit of space. Doesn't imagine it happening. Migration. As in, does cousin marriage have an effect? Is that what you mean? What do you mean by it? Thank you, Joe, for the line.
That's how we roll.
Go, guys. Don't worry, I'm romantic.
I love having a big megaphone. Hey guys, guess what? Migration's too high. Hello, my friend in the white polo shirt. How you doing? You doing well? You agree with me? Pardon? But yes, we're here because I believe in deportations and remigration.
I wouldn't say that.
How you doing, my friend?
And then the other half of the lesbian
Doing well.
is my brother.
Beautiful glasses. Do you agree with the prompt?
So, question in the chat again. Does cousin marriage have an effect on what's going on when it comes to the immigration? Yeah. So, another question from the chat is in relation to cousin marriage and immigration in the West.
Yeah, so if you look at the National Institute of Health, they conducted a study in the States about cousin marriage. It caused a 300% increase in birth defects.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yes. Go on, have a chat.
Hello.
Hello.
I agree with what you're doing. I think it's amazing. Yeah, immigration is too high. Get them out of the country. Stop thinking more of it, and I think ultimately that's what we need to be doing.
Well, I have listened, so I'm also running the abortion stance. So what do you think about abortion laws here in the UK?
Abortion. Well, why abort children? You've made the kids.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's murder, isn't it? The day.
And how, can I ask, how old are you?
I'm 17.
You're 17.
Wow, well done, mate.
You're quite tall. How would you feel is the young people and what they believe in terms of politics? Like, what's your experience?
Yeah, well, I think loads of people are kind of drawn and kind of like pushed, what do you call it? Like more people, mental, just kind of like
this generation is kind of pushing people towards one way.
Yeah, so they're mentally insane.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, my biggest recommendation, this even goes for myself, is make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
Because if what the left do especially is they form unions and they make sure they're organised enough to come out in strong numbers. Now, if the right were to do a similar thing, imagine the outcome there. So, you know, you can be ambitious and you can be very happy when you see a man doing the stand, but what are you doing to push your views?
Well, I mean, nothing to be honest, but just, yeah.
So what should you be doing? Not listen.
Just, yeah, going out, protesting, whatnot, yeah.
I'm asking friends what they believe, you know. Are you Christian?
I'm not now, just...
Why not?
He's a guy in the end of the day, you know.
Pardon?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you support religion or not. I mean, me personally, I don't.
Well, there are some good benefits of being Christian. So if you look at, for example, there was a study conducted, and the reason why conservatives are traditionally have a better mental health is because what does it mean to be a conservative? It means to conserve. Now, if nothing means anything, then of course you're conserving nothing. So if you don't believe in an afterlife, you believe that God has dictated these things to you, honestly, I think what Christ says is you're doing these things in vain, you're doing these things for nothing. It will disciple you, it will secure you a good career. The church is kind of the epicenter for a community that can provide things that are like-minded. Certainly, if you want to find people that are more leaning towards the right, finding a good church, those are great ways of achieving that. So, my biggest advice for most people in our age demographic is two. One, what are you doing to promote the values that you have? Certainly, if we're talking about like digital IDs and the control of the state, at some point there's going to be a time in your life where your opinions will genuinely prevent you from having a job, securing housing, having a family, all of these things which I believe you want when you're older. So organise now before it's too late is a great thing. Then secondly, the means by which you can do that is going to church. Like I said previously, it disciples you, finds you a good wife, it finds you people who, I know businessmen in the church who hire within the church. So having a community by which things could all be facilitated is a tremendous thing. In Christ, of course, I was extremely suicidal when I was 15. Then I gave myself up to Christ. I started feeling that I was no longer alone. It helped with a lot of my male loneliness that there's an epicenter of. So there's wonders for your physical health, there's wonders for your family life, there's wonders for your career, and it organizes yourself so you can prevent future control over what you believe, and it ensures your future.
Well, definitely, thank you very much.
Oh, welcome. Hey.
Trying to get back to work. See you, guys.
See ya.
He's clean, super. She does.
Me again, honestly, getting everyone's way.
Hey guys, if you believe multiculturalism is something good in Manchester, I think you're deeply mistaken. I think that Manchester actually has a massive problem with a lack of integration.
I would be right.
Young Bob.
Yeah, young Bob. You said you're young Bob.
Young Bob, man, you find it.
You'll find me. Hello, my friend. Do you agree?
He's got lyrics, man.
Do you agree? No, the man behind you. Come on, my friend. These views genuinely affect everyone.
The thing I'm seeing is a lot of people pulling their faces, but no one will come up and actually.
Yes.
Oh no, trust me. Like I said, there's strength in numbers. If there was a group of them, they would do it.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think on the right we always try to piss off protesters, but the left never do it? It's because they're honestly too scared. They work in this hive-mind mentality, and they won't do anything unless this collective of people do it.
Oh no, that's
Do you agree?
He is there somewhere.
Well, you know, for someone who has such strong opinions about migration, it seems like you don't want to discuss it.
Young Bob is his channel.
It's kind of funny how I can like openly invite people to discuss, say that their religion is obviously false, and the people over there won't engage in a discussion. That's a big shame.
It's crossing corner, so we'll be following in Charlie's footsteps, doing all the table talks, change their minds. Really inspirational. He's only, I think he's 19, 17?
17.
17. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? A young 17-year-old country doing this.
That's good firewood material. Free toilet paper. Free toilet paper at the Quran stand. Free firewood at the Quran stand.
Hey, unfortunately,
17.
I do these things because, you know, I was so civil with people that, you know, vehemently disagree with myself. And fortunately, when you're not civil with me, I won't be civil to you back. So
I'll say things like, the book that has more holes than Swiss cheese, currently being given out for firewood and toilet paper.
people are cowards. Hello, ma'am. Do you agree? Do you want to have a discussion about it?
No, I mean, I'm so we just
Well, I think that's quite an interesting position to be in to discuss about migration.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Would you like to have a conversation on what your views are as a tourist?
Free speech is allowed. Free speech is allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't want to ruin a day by being tripped on.
Oh, yeah.
Fair, it's actually a benefit that there's a big space.
Get a big space in.
Now people kill me for, I believe. Hey, that's a strong response, man. Do you agree?
If anyone wants to come down, we are on Market Street. Watching Young Bob. His topic is immigration too high, changed my mind.
Do you agree?
I had no opposition so far.
What do you think about migration?
Yeah, that's important.
Just come here and say it.
My friend.
Come on, sweetie. It's all good.
Yep. So the right to be safe, I agree with, right? Now, firstly, a lot of people in Somalia and Ethiopia, they have a quality of life that I deem to be safe. That's my first thing. And my second thing is just that, yes, they have the right to be safe. But where should they go if they are to be safe? Is it an island nation that takes several safe nations for you to get to? Do you have rights to go there, or rather other countries that are safe, that do have ways by which you can claim asylum, but you selectively choose not to? Everyone has access to, but you can't then choose to go there, right? I can't randomly decide to go to, I don't know, like Saudi because of all the tax breaks. I need to do the legal things by which I need to do in order to get there.
So what you say about illegal migration?
Well, there's no such thing as an illegal migrant. What I mean by that is that when we talk on the right, what is an illegal migrant? We're talking about refugee applicants, which under the law, yes, can do that, but should they? Of course not. Like, it's within the right for that person and ethnic who violently sexually assaulted
His microphone is connected to the camera, so the camera can hear what the people are saying.
Absolutely not. We need a redefinition of what it means to be illegal in the country. I think we should higher or increase the threshold, or certainly selectively choose the profile of people that we accept into this country through the safe passage of being a refugee. And I think we need more agreements with our European allies to actually take the people that come to their countries originally. Sorry, I can't hear you, it's not amplified.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'd just like to say that I feel like a lot of people on this side of the argument tend to also blame migrants for certain problems in the country and accuse them of being some kind of it's like an us versus them thing that the right.
Did you hear recently in Calais they found weapons, guns? They found gun smugglers in Calais, which are transported through NGOs. So look, I do agree that people, go around a lot, say things that aren't true. But what is true, however, is you have to be deeply concerned with gun smugglers and drug ruggers who then have to illegally work here to pay off the smugglers that they pay for to get here illegally. So there is a correct degree of concern that the right have.
I think it's absolutely one of the biggest concerns socially of people that, by their very definition, are undocumented. You know, I know a lot of people who work in care. You know, a lot of the times, in order to get temporary documents in the UK, they just rely on social care workers, i.e. what the person says to a social care worker. You can find people who look about 50 with beards in secondary schools because they're claiming to be students. Do you think that's right?
Of course. No, that's,
So do you think it's something that could be perceived as a potential threat if we have 50-year-old Arabs with beards as casually walking up in secondary school, a bunch of 12-year-olds?
yeah, that does make perfect sense, but I think to write off, you know, I agree that there should be, you know, a selective process to it, right? Something to keep people safe. What you say about drug smugglers and gun smugglers.
No, I didn't.
I agree with that.
How do you reduce that? By closing the border?
Right.
By making sure that you have people controlling the English Channel?
We're on a very sort of, we're on a path now in this country because of not only, you know, people who think
The mic isn't to be used outwardly. The mic that he's speaking into is connected to young Bob's main camera, so it's not to amplify in the street. It's to amplify what the person is saying on Bob's camera.
Yeah.
What do you think the one-in-one-out policy is? You take someone who comes here illegally, deport him, and accept someone who legally comes here. So there are legal means to come to this country.
I think that obviously there should be a careful selection process. That makes sense. But I feel like the system that we already have writes off some people, you know, families, women, children, things like that. The system writes
Do you know why that is though? It's because when you have out of the, I don't know, 50 people, 80% of them are men and 20% are women and children. What we see is that 80% of fighting age men are considered a substantial threat. So then we can't accept the whole boat if the whole boat is always going to possess 80% of fighting age male.
I'm from Blackpool, and in Blackpool there's a hotel called the Metropolitan, and it houses a lot of immigrants, and there are people that stand outside there regularly with speakers, mics, everything like that, you know, harassing families that are inside, you know.
That's what, so look,
that's a regular thing. That's happening all
Considering we were there the other week, we know that that's not
There's
happening.
male-only accommodation, which I've been to, Tanya, Epping, Norfolk. These are all areas that have male-only accommodants in their hotels. Now, I believe that I should not really be concerned about the welfare of young-age males who come here, who are protected by security 24 hours. The security actually live in the hotels, so I am not concerned about their safety. I do agree, however, we should start harassing families who come from persecuted countries. But male-only accommodation, there's a reason why there's only males in those hotels. It's because there is even reports that they're raping each other. There was a case in Epping of one of the Syrian asylum applicants who sexually assaulted another man. So I think it's fine. I think that it's fine to have protests outside of hotels which are facilitated.
Right, I agree fully with the right to protest, free speech. I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
But actively harassing people is not. I mean, I myself actually, one of those people protesting. One of the kind of.
So can you speak up?
Speak louder, please, louder.
I got attacked by one of these people outside.
These was attacked.
I can that, but I think if you were trying to ratio the attacks that left you on the right compared to the right you on the left, it's disproportionate. There's a reason why Trump prescribed Antifa as a terrorist organization and went into Portland. It's because I've even faced it as well. They'll kick people to the ground and beat the living shit out of them. I work for Turning Point UK. One of our organisers was an 18-year-old lad who protested outside. Well,
see you in a bit.
Yeah, Turning Point UK and said, "Oh, let go."
No, so there was a lad who protested outside the Socialist Marxist Festival, and he was beating the shit out of him. He lost some teeth and broke some bones. Yeah, and he was 18-year-old. There was a professor that did it. Yeah.
I'm assuming one of these people watching here probably disagrees with me. Go on. My belief is that we should start industrial-sized deportations of people that come here illegally, and then kind of start slowly removing indefinite leave to remain. You know, the Boris wave of migrants. I think that multiculturalism has failed. There's a lack of integration, even especially in the north. And right now we're kind of going to degenerate into a bunch of socialist hippies that are slowly being radicalized by a certain foreign religion of peace. Like, for example, the lovely people over there.
Yeah. I think there's a... How are you doing, my friends? You doing all right? Enjoying the spectacle so far?
Hey, Moon in the jacket over there. Stop radicalizing people into fictitious religion.
You know, like if the police would then depose me for a protected belief that being either atheism or whatever belief that. So I can say something for the only argument you have is in the way of religion. And that's incredibly cool. That doesn't make any sense. Hello.
He's alright.
Thank you. They wonder why the hell is like Manchester controlled by Labour again? There's a Labour-controlled hellhole. That's because they only talk about all like political activists. So like, socialism.
This is better than Big Brother.
Manchesterism. I love that.
This is so heartwarming. I wish Crowder would love to shoot like this. He's 17, so young Bob is 17 years old.
This stream is live from Manchester with young Bob, who was somewhere and he's moved to come here. And also he's waiting for people to answer his question that immigration is too high. Ease my mind. So no, I can't really get out.
The leftists are on the other side of town trying to free a thing country, yeah.
Heart issues, but I think this is MKR audits. I gave a shout out, I think, earlier. I better do it again anyway. MKR audits are there. There's a few streamers live. But I've been jumping around. I had a stream a minute ago where I was actually with Louis Errington with the digital IDs. And then all signals, and then had to restart.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike D. Someone said it before. He said, "Oh, you're like Charlie Kirk." Said, "No, I'm not Charlie Kirk."
See what other streams are going on.
He's not Charlie.
Bob was
He's just continuing Charlie's
answering
work
the question.
continuing the message of free speech and discussion and debate, pushing the open debate, the freedom of speech within open debate amongst everybody.
Well, bring up Louis Errington. He's live. The digital IDs in London. This is Louis Errington in London.
Will We say no to digital ID. 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 We say no to digital ID.
Who's been there today? That's what's going on in London with Lily Ellington, and we shall jump back to young Bob.
How many people, there's so many people I've seen that are affected by the ideas that I'm presenting.
The women earlier gave me a headache shouting digital ID. I've been doing it for a couple of hours. Let's see what young Bob's up to.
Free toilet paper at the Quran stand.
Grab a Quran, toilet paper.
Don't lie about figures you claim. These are fictitious people with names that really exist in the Bible.
Yeah. Good old Bob. Good old
Free
Bob.
toilet paper at the Quran stand.
Now you're having a fun time. As soon as I started saying that, he ran away.
So I'm not associated.
If I get started.
Yeah, it's Baraka. Sorry guys, I didn't see the chat then. Yeah, the young lad next to Bob is Baraka.
If you ever got to understand,
he's brilliant, brilliant lad.
What you find is you literally have to wait a good amount of time for Mike to finish.
Come on, come on to the back. Come on, come on.
Free toilet paper at the Quran stand.
I'm going to keep on saying it until I do it.
Free toilet paper at the Quran stand. Just for people, for context. This is what next to is the Islamic tent. We're right next to the Islamic tent.
Hey, listen. They know that I won't do anything. If they try to kill me, it proves my point. And I'd rather die being right, so it's helping me more than it's helping them. If they kill me, it proves my point.
I think they still be face crossed.
It's an absolute.
No! It is a shame that Muslims don't go in.
He is an absolute warrior. So that we live in a world where we need to protect young brothers, simply speaking. I know, Merlin, it's a sad world. People choose violence instead of words. It's quite crazy. It's quite crazy. Guys, instead of dirty looks, why don't you come and have a discussion? Come and have a discussion instead of putting over your dirty glazes.
Stop believing in your fictitious religion. You're being groomed.
Hello.
That's like a question, right? I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, right? And then the people that are here, they're religious and they practice like sort of abusing children. Should they be jailed and sent back to their own country?
Yeah, so on the issue of so look, people can believe things ignorantly, right? And what I mean by that is that not every Muslim believes in what they're told. Many of them might hear that their prophet was a pedophile, but really, do they believe that? Do they want to believe the man that they idolize has done that? Or are they even ignorant about that? There's, three things to consider. So in the case of moderate Muslims which try to dilute and change religion for the sake of some sort of fictitious understanding of integration, don't incarcerate someone for what they believe. But the ones that are here, they know what they heard on the streets of the internet, and the prophet's a pedophile, and there is no consent needed for the marriage to engage in sex with your wife, that female mutilation, all these things. I think, absolutely, they should either be arrested or deported back to whatever backward country can have them. Because why is it that all of the developed countries in the Middle East don't take the reprobates that we take here through illegal migration? Because they know that their religion is too extreme.
I've heard on the news that like sort of people that have been caught, sort of the guys that tried to kidnap a girl and all that, and they get sentenced, but they're not getting stiffer sentence. They're only getting like a small sentence, and then you get like
It's quite funny. We live in a time that tries to argue that we need to reduce prison space because our prison population is at, I think it's 97.5%. And then you release all the rapists, murderers and kidnappers, but you don't release the people who have said offensive things on the internet. I appreciate it. Any of you lovely gentlemen want to say anything about something like migration? I was reiterating my beliefs. I think migration is too high. I think that's not liable to accept more people who don't take care of the people that are already here. Governments in the Middle East and all across the world. Wouldn't you agree that to an extent we should be focusing all our attention on these terroristic, criminal-led countries, and in order to actually solve the immigration problem, we get rid of these governments and we put in democratic governments? We introduced governments that are terrorists through intervention, and the way that we solved that is through... We didn't do it correctly. Yeah. So we look at all these countries, we try to argue that we destabilize them, and the way that we stabilize them is through going back to these countries because we believe we are better and we can actually implement more stabilizing policies. Nothing in that self is a contradiction. You're trying to say to me that foreign intervention has caused these countries to go down the pisser, and the way we resolve that is through going back into these countries. This is the thing, is that I completely agree with you. I think it is a problem, but actually we ought to do it in a manner. I think we need to include... How do you get rid of terrorists? If we get rid of terrorists, I think we need proper education. Terrorism... We're going to educate terrorists. Hold on. Terrorism is a product of a weak society, right? Wouldn't you agree? I think it is. We have terrorists here in the UK. It's through ideological fundamentalism. Yeah, because they're weak-minded individuals who can't... Do you think people strong in their beliefs are weak-minded? No, I think they're just completely deluded. The terrorists here are completely deluded people. They're unworks and people who are ideologically extreme. They're incredibly smarter than myself. They believe in vile things. Well, only the leaders are, though. They're incredibly smart, so they're able to manipulate weak-minded individuals who are lost, and they can put them as terrorists. I think we ought to invest in education here. People are poorly educated in this country. I think... No, Okay, you think we're poorly educated here? We're able to have this discussion about why countries are worse than ours. You think that you say they're not poorly educated, but look at all this woke agenda stuff that's flying around. Like, surely you think that's the project of over-intellectualism? No, I don't think it is. I don't think that's cool. Have you ever heard of the homage that empires score when they over-focus on sex? Yeah, but I don't think we should be able to. We shouldn't get to a point where people are becoming woke-minded. I think we need to keep a society strong. I think you promote strength through investing in sports institutions, right? When people are playing sports, they become competitive. Men are supposed to be competitive, right? Didn't you agree? So we need to focus on that. Focus on actually saying that it's okay to be in this country. It's okay to believe in God. It's okay to believe in Jesus Christ. We're losing this strength. Because if you're saying, oh, intellectualism is woke agenda, then you're basically saying that religion is non-intellectual. But it is. What I'm doing is if you abstract God from the occasion and you over-intellectualize yourself. Firstly, if you look at academia, it derives from pagan philosophy, which equates to the cross, which comes to Christianity, and then evolves into atheism, which originally comes from in Europe when people started in college. So what I'm saying is that if you abstract God, over-intellectualize, you ever hear of this saying that bad times create good men create good times? Good times create bad men. Yeah. It's a paradox of, society just kind of messing itself up, right? I agree with what you're trying to do here. Religion, this belief in God, is that exclusively solves our problems. Do you know why? Why do you think the Muslims are right now coupling themselves with all the woke liberals? I think the woke liberals are coupling up with them to try and get a better... No, it's not true. Because if you strongly believe these people are condemned to hell for their beliefs, why are you working with them? These woke people want attention. They see right... Attention. It's got to be. They want to succeed. They
Well, that's what technically so you need attention to get a vote.
Yeah, so they're intentionally working with people they disagree with.
Yeah, no, I went to the Palestinian rally. Me and my friend were looking at Palestinian rally. I completely saw that. You see, like, people who are basically communists, they're supporting, like, Islam, and it just doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't you agree?
So belief in God, it does not exclusively solve our problems, because belief in God, in my eyes, is insufficient.
Still, I think if more people believe in God, I don't think, well, in a less radical sense, and I think that's stable.
I think it's not something that is, I don't think if you believe in a God automatically makes you a good person. I think when we looked at the post-COVID era, we saw that everyone suddenly saw that Islam was popular, and it didn't promote a good value of quality of men. That was certainly an issue. Nico, he converted during the epidemic, and then halfway through started admitting on live streams, I'm still going to speak to women who are in the street dress, I'm still going to go to beginners, but I put myself on Muslim, man. So a belief in a God, cultural reactions to God doesn't solve the issue that we're currently going through.
I think some people have like shallow understanding of what God is. They just say, I believe in God now. And then that's supposed to make them like, truly believe in it. These people don't truly believe in God.
That matters. And it is what the God that you believe in has taught. That is what matters.
And I think the right kind of God to believe in is one that isn't promoting basically these invasive, for example, some Islamic extremists basically believe that they have to spread their whole ideology across the globe, like ISIS, for example. I think that's hatred, hateful.
Well, that's what Islam teaches. It teaches that there'll be prophets sent to every nation, and that dawah is one of the virtues of Islam.
Sorry, what's your name?
It could be Paul. Well, actually, if you have the time, on abortion potentially. Sorry, do you believe in abortion? Okay, then there's no problem.
I'm just here to
kind of tell your views. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Stuff, man. Conversation on stuff, man. On stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Don't be shy, don't be shy. Come on.
That's what I'm trying to do as well. Listen, Baraka, man, this is how stands work. You gotta wait.
What is not?
It takes.
Baraka's impatient, man. He's impatient.
She's disagreeing.
Give me some action now.
Come on. See what you want to say. Okay.
Oh, goodness, miraculous.
Free toilet paper at the Quran stand. Get some free coal. Free firewood at the Quran stand.
Well, immigration is too high, that's absolutely right. Yeah, it is high. It is high. So what else? It is high.
Why do you think so?
Well, it is high. You lack housing. You lack jobs. You lack services in NHS. Will I be paid for it? Anybody gonna pay for it?
buy you a pasta.
One. You? Only one pasta. Yes, please. That's my price.
Hello, my friend. How you doing?
Sorry?
How you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. You?
I'm doing well. Do you agree with the prompt? Do you agree with the prompt? Do you believe the banner? Migration.
That is a fact.
That is a fact. Migration is too high.
Well, that is a fact. Yes, I. Yeah.
So, for example, one of the reasons why I don't like immigration is that it puts foreign religion not work with one another. Yeah. So one of the things that I like.
Sorry?
One of the things I want to talk about is
Closer, come closer.
tilt.
That's my age.
So the things I like talking about is religion. So what do you believe in terms of God? Yeah.
Well, religion is a relation between you and God, between you and me.
Really? Well,
deal with him.
Would you prefer that I go to heaven, for example?
Sorry?
Would you prefer, for example, that I go to heaven?
Well, that's your deal, that's your life.
But would you want me to go to heaven?
Well, do good things and your destination.
Pardon?
Be good to human beings. And
well, how do I be good to God?
just share and respect.
Fair enough, but what God am I giving that to? What God am I giving that to?
Oh my sorry. Right in the light man.
What God did you give that to?
What?
What God did you give these things to? I said, what God do you give those things to?
What?
What God do you believe in? Yeah. What God do you believe in?
Capitalists.
Capitalists?
Yeah.
So you believe in a capitalist God?
That's God.
Yeah.
They are real gods here.
Yeah. There's real gods that currently exist right here. So God exists on this earth.
I don't know, but I'm sure that I will not exist a few years later. I'm going to say more.
Well, I appreciate that, and I most certainly the God that I believe in is, of course, the triune God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
There is, again, God is there. 99 names you can find there. Yes, in Bible and Torah and everywhere. So, including God, whatever you name him, there is some power.
As an Islamic belief, there is not 99 names. Yeah, like the 99 names things, that's an Islamic concept. I don't believe in that.
Again, it's your belief.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
There before I'm live. Yeah, but also it needs to be back on it to assume
Yeah, that guy did need subtitles, didn't he? Did need subtitles. Can do, I need to go for a week. He shook his head, he said no. He said no. He said no.
You told me to yourself. Good luck.
totally agree. So there's nothing to debate.
It's obvious. Isn't it?
No. I understand. I really need to talk here. Is there a toilet here?
Imagine he's 17 years old. He's not going to stay fearful of talking to somebody there.
They keep coming up, looking at anything sexual.
It's just a simple.
Their ideological, their idea of what's true. So they can't argue with 17 years old. Yeah, that's just how it is.
I need the toilet.
Yeah.
Let me go to the toilet and then I'll come back. Toilet break.
Stay in line.
Stay live. I'll wait outside with the live.
Yeah.
I'll look at the Uber drivers.
Yeah, we'll
Toilet
entertain
break,
it.
Rosh is going to stay with you, staring at the Uber drivers outside back in while going to the toilet. We will be back. We're just gonna. Oh, yes. She's just over there now. We're just on our way to the market. It's been live, hasn't it?
No, we're just going to toilet.
Yeah, we're back. I'm just going to toilet.
Are you okay? Stacey, look at YouTube watcher, yeah.
Don't worry, I've not got a map.
You've got to keep your patience and say, they want you to want
No,
we're just going to the toilet, just toilet breaks. So the moment we go to the fan.
We could go to Macanese.
I mean, I've always got the camera here. The communists, they go to workshop.
He is an absolute legend. We're just going to have a toilet break.
They go to workshop. Chance, they're like, so if anything happens, we'll all link arms and we'll all practice.
Yeah.
Then you go around, you can hit this or something. Get someone to the car or something and just smash it all.
They're still saying.
Yeah, you're right.
There's fine.
Oh, cheers.
They're still saying. They're still saying.
Oh, we got
We got darling.
You're right. I've got these proper YouTube.
we're all having it.
Yeah, we're all right, aren't we?
Give us a second, sweetheart.
Yes. More of the execution. More of that. That's what they did, isn't it? More of that. You see what I'm saying? They like it. Say that it's seen in it. Like, it's lovely to be. Do you guys want to watch it? More right. You're getting to it. Find it. No. They lie to you. So we didn't even do doing this for March, May, a few months, and we did it the news.
Big old team. After the Matthews. Yeah, they are.
Twice. You know what? He's normally it's many sponsors.
Oh, no, I'm not looking for that. It's live. Oh, I'm rubbish.
Beautiful.
See you later. Right, come on. I'm going with myself. Right, just toilet, guys. I'm literally sat there, stood there, my leg, I'm like, oh my God. I know, but